Alright, so welcome back to my channel, you guys. I want to go ahead and share with you all my 10 important products that I cannot live without. These products, honestly, like if I do run out of them, I'll go to the store right now and buy them because they make my skin look so good. And also really quickly, I do know a lot of people are going to ask me about my hair, and I did some flexi rods on my hair and I actually like how they turned out, so I'm pretty happy about that. But this video is not about my hair today, so you guys want to stick around and see what these products are, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so first things first is the brows. When it comes to my brows, y'all, I am very specific, and can I be honest with you guys? So I'm really honest. A lot of people used to come at me about my brows back in the day, and I just always thought they were hating, but I have looked back at the videos and the pictures, and y'all, they were terrible. Like, they were so dark and thick. I was like, what was I doing? So with that being said, I've been using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and this is like one of the best I've ever tried because it looks so natural on the brows. Like, it almost looks like my real hairs, like my real brow hairs, and I just love it because it's so quick and easy to work with. I used to use the Anastasia one back in the day, but that one's a little bit hard to work with because you do have to press a little bit harder to get any pigment. This just glides on your brow so easy, and I do love it. The only bad thing about it is it's pretty pricey. It is $24, I do think, so I only buy when they do have a sale and whatnot. But if you're looking for a great brow pencil, y'all, like, I recommend this. Now moving on to foundation, I do have the Cover FX Power Play foundation, and y'all, like, this foundation is my favorite foundation in the whole entire world. I do have a new favorite foundation also, but that would be in my January favorites. But when it comes to oily skin and controlling my oils and not having any separation throughout the day, this foundation does all that. And it's funny because it's been out for about like 2 years now, so I'm kind of late in the game. But when I tell y'all, I've been using it every single day since I've got it, and it's almost gone. Like, it's completely almost gone. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and pick up another one. But if you do have oily skin, you guys, like, you need this foundation because it just controls your oils throughout the day. It doesn't separate on the skin, and it's just a beautiful foundation. Like, I honestly live by this. So moving on to concealer, I do have the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 410. And I know y'all probably think like, Chichi, like, this just came out. How do you swear by this already? But when it comes to concealer and foundation, you just know what works for your skin. And with this concealer, it just blends so well into my skin. Like, I do have it on today, and it's not cakey whatsoever. It blends really well. It's very creamy, very hydrating, and it just looks good throughout the whole entire day. I don't know what I was doing before this concealer, but I highly recommend it. But another concealer that I do want to mention is a Cover FX Power Play Concealer. That one looks really good on the skin also, and I do love that. But as of recently, I've only been using the Fenty Beauty Concealer because it just does everything I want in a concealer. So if you haven't tried this out, which is like kind of rare because I'm sure everybody has it at this point, definitely go ahead and pick it up. Alright, so moving on to setting powder, I do have the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Kunafa. When it comes to setting powder or under eye powder, this does every single thing I want because it controls my oils. It doesn't look cakey on the skin. It's not too matte to the point where my under eyes look very dry. It's just a very nice powder, and it just looks good on the skin. Like, I can't put into words what I'm trying to say, but it looks really good on the skin. And of course, when this first came out, there was a lot of controversy with it, which I do understand. But when it comes to high-end powders, it's very hard to find a very good one. The only other one I could think of is the Laura Mercier powder. That one's really good also. But besides that, we don't have a lot of options. So if you haven't tried this, y'all, like, I know I tell you with everything I'm saying today to go ahead and try it out. Honestly, try this out because if you have oily skin, dry skin, it doesn't matter. It looks good in all skin types. And this color, y'all, like, it's a perfect shade of yellow when it comes to my under eyes. And to contour my skin, you guys, I've been using a Fenty Beauty Contour Stick in the shade Espresso. And when this first came out, I really didn't know how to work with it because it was a little bit too dry for my skin, and I just didn't know how to work with it. But as of recently, I've been using it every single day, and I do have it on today. And it gives a very nice bronzy look to my skin, and I just like the way it looks. And with it being matte, it's actually good for my oily skin because it doesn't break down throughout the day. But the best way to use this is to go ahead and use a brush and just blend it into your skin. But you can also go ahead and use a sponge and blend it into your skin, but I do highly recommend a brush because it's easier to work with. But y'all know I love Fenty Beauty. I love all their products, and when they come out with bronzers, a hydrating foundation, and whatever else, like, y'all know I'll be the first one there. Alright, so moving on to bronzer, I do have the Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade Deep. And when it comes to my bronzer, bronzers, I don't like a very red bronzer on me or a very dark bronzer. I like it to be more on the neutral side, and this bronzer is exactly that. In the pan, it looks a little bit light, but once you put it on your face, it's a little bit darker than that. But once you apply this on your skin, you guys, it looks so natural on the skin. Like a lot of my other bronzers, you can definitely see where like it starts on the skin and where it stops and whatnot, but with this, it just blends into the skin so nicely. It's hard to describe, but once you try it out, you know exactly what I mean. But it's just funny because when it came to Bobbi Brown, I was never really checking for their products at all. I don't know why, but the more I look into her products, I'm like, you know what, you have a lot of good stuff in there. So definitely go ahead and pick this one up. Now this next product took me for a surprise because I wasn't expecting anything special from it. It was just a regular highlighter to me at first, and this is a Nubian loose highlighter from Juvias Place. This one, y'all, like, when I tell you, it makes my skin look so good, like naturally glowy. I have it on today, of course, and it makes your skin look naturally glowy, like you're glowing from within. And I'm just like, why didn't no one tell me about this product? Like, I didn't know about it till I went in Ulta. But this is what it looks like. You have a lot of product in here, and I think it was about $12 to $14, so it's very, very cheap and affordable. But this shade, I think the reason why I like it is because it's a very like bronzy brown highlighter. So once I apply it on my skin, you can't really see, you know, where I applied it. It just blends really nice onto the skin. Like, I don't know, I'm probably talking too much about this highlighter, but honestly, y'all, like, I recommend it to everybody I meet out there because it just looks good on the skin, trust me. But I honestly recommend it to every single person out there because it's just a bomb highlighter, and I do hope to come out with more shades because this is a really good highlighter. For it to be so affordable is just crazy to me, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy about that because I do save a little bit of money. But just look at my skin, you guys. Like, I don't have to say too much. So y'all know I love my lashes, and I recently did a lash tutorial, and when it comes to lash glue, y'all, I used to spend so much money on the House of Lashes glue, the Huda Beauty glue, and whatnot, but this drugstore glue is only $2.40 something, very cheap and affordable, and it's a kid strip lash adhesive with aloe. I swear by this thing because once you put it on your lash and apply it on your eyes, y'all, like, it is not moving at all. It stays right where you put it. It doesn't budge. It doesn't flake off. It doesn't do anything crazy. It just does exactly what it's supposed to do. And for it to be only $2 is so insane to me because the dual lash glue, I don't know how people like it, but for me, y'all, I struggle with that glue, and it's a little bit more pricey than this one. This here is cheap. It does what I need it to do. It doesn't play me. It stays on all day. Like, I don't need to say too much. Alright, so when it comes to setting my face, you guys, I live by my setting sprays because they make your skin look very skin-like. They bring like the natural like glow to your skin. And the first one I do want to talk about is the Urban Decay All Night Makeup Setting Spray. This is an OG product. I really don't have to say too much about this, but once you spray it on your skin, your makeup is locked for the day. It won't move. It won't budge. It's just a really good setting spray. And even though it's pretty pricey, I think it's like $30-something, I still would purchase it because I cannot live without it. So I'm kind of cheating because I did want to add this product really quickly. This is going to make 11 products in total. Just have 10, but you know, it is what it is. But I do have the Caudalie Beauty Elixir, if I said it correctly. Caudalie or Caudalie Beauty Elixir, but I honestly live by this stuff, you guys. And the reason why is because a lot of products out there that are supposed to make you look dewy and glowy, they make my skin a little bit too greasy towards the end of the day. This one, once you spray it on your face, it gives you like a very natural glow, and it just, your skin looks so good, you guys. And how I found this product is I went to Sephora and I wanted like a little sample of this just to try it out because I really didn't know the point of it, but I do know a lot of people talk about it. And I went home, did my makeup, and sprayed it on my face, and throughout the rest of the day I was like, there's something different with my skin. Like, my skin looks so nice and glowy and smooth. Like, what is it? And I noticed it was this product, so I went ahead and picked this up. It's a little bit pricey. It is $20 for this small one right here. I think actually $18, but the big one is like $50, so I'm never gonna buy that. But with this, you just need a little bit and you're good to go. But these two, y'all, together, like, my skin is loving it. And last but not least, I do have the Jaclyn Hill palette right here. Let me open it up. But the reason why I have this in my video is because when it comes to palettes, y'all, like, I don't have a lot of favorite palettes out there. I'm very picky when it comes to shadows. I like what I like. But with this, I honestly don't know how I lived without it, because when I look at my collection, I don't have a lot of eyeshadows, so I don't know what I was doing before. But this has every single color in here. It has your blues, your pinks, your oranges, your golds, your blacks, your browns. It has every single thing you need when it comes to a palette, and Jaclyn Hill just killed it when it came to this. Like, when I first heard about it, y'all, like, I wasn't that excited, but once I picked it up, I was like, this palette is bomb. Alright, so those are all the products I have for you guys, and sorry if I was a little bit hyper in this video. I think I drank a little bit too much coffee, so I was kind of everywhere. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.